In this video, I'll be touring Turkey's most extreme meats.
You can just feel the fat oozing out of it. I would love to see the vegan version of this. Good luck.
From record-breaking doner kebabs piled high with meat and weighing even more than meat.
That is the biggest piece of meat I've ever seen. It could be a meatball for King Kong.
All the way to quite possibly the longest kebab ever recorded.
The fact that this is hanging on to this metal rod is like a miracle of physics. It's taller than a dwarf. We've come to our first location early this morning. If you take a look around, you can see all the shops are closed at the moment. And that's because they are preparing for this afternoon and this evening. Behind me, the doner kebab place. There is probably no food more famous in Turkey than the kebab.
In Turkey, the kebab comes in many forms, but the doner kebab is king of them all. And today, we're gonna see how it's made from the ground up.
Just about every country you go to, you can find kebabs. I've gone to some of the most isolated random cities in the world where there's no other international food. Boom. Kebab guy.
The doner in doner kebab means to rotate. So doner kebab literally means rotating roasted meat. It can be served straight up on a plate, on bread, or in a wrap.
It is the best hangover food in the world, and it just tastes delicious in general. Now, we've come to the source, the place where they actually created this kebab, and we're gonna check out how they make it. The kebab man himself right now, he's building a big, beautiful tower. Now, I used to think it was called a doner kebab because the lamb or the chicken or the cow donated their body to the meat tower. Turns out no, that's completely incorrect and stupid. Here, he's making one with about 80% beef, 20% lamb. It takes about 2.5 hours to get this stacked all the way up to here. The way this thing is built, it's kind of layered. Right here we have beef, right here we have fat from the lamb. And so he's doing a huge fat layer right here, and then he's gonna pile on even more beef. So this has been marinating. The white stuff is yogurt, and then there's a bunch of their own seasonings inside as well. Talk about meat curtains. All this meat together, it's about 200 kilograms, which is 440 pounds of meat. That's 2 of meat, tightly condensed, stacked on here. So he stacked up about half the meat at this point, and I was wondering what was gonna happen if they were gonna cook off all these loose ends, but no, he carves it off. My guess is that he's gonna recycle it and kind of put it up top and still keep it within the giant meat log. Let's see if I'm correct. Yes, it still gets used. It's gonna become the core of this giant doner kebab. And when he chips away at the edges, you can really start to see the stratification of protein and fat here. Beef, lamb, beef, lamb. That looks awesome. After this is all piled up, they start to roast it. Obviously, the heat source will come from here, but you still can't start eating it immediately. They still have to roast the whole outside layer, which takes another 30 to 45 minutes. So all in all, it's about 3.5 hours from the beginning to the point you actually get to eat something from here. It's a lot of work. Take a look at this. It is the most giant doner kebab I've ever seen in my life. They've capped this thing off with just pure fat so it can drip down and keep this whole thing moist all day. Right now they're making my kebab with lavash. We've got chilies, tomato, and then a bunch of meat. He rolls it up like a little burrito or like a kebab, really. Puts it in the paper, no sauce, no nothing. That is done. Right here we have my first Turkish kebab ever. These shops are everywhere. That, though, is the biggest piece of meat I've ever seen. It could be a meatball for King Kong. Let's take a look here. I got just a plate with some of those green peppers and tomato. That comes with this piece of bread, or you can get it in here. This is called lavash. Lavash is a super thin bread. It's like a Middle Eastern tortilla. What surprised me is when I used to get kebabs is they put like a white garlic sauce inside. Here, no sauce at all. And so I'm wondering if it's gonna be dry. Let's give it a try. The bread is already awesome. It's soft, it's not dry at all. It's so stretchy. This is gonna be my first beefy bite. Let's go for it. Oh wow, it's so juicy. It has its own natural juices inside, which does plenty to lubricate. Oh no, it has a runny nose. It's dripping. Inside you can see some of the beef, the chilies, the tomatoes are super soft now, and I think they're adding even more moisture to the wrap. The seasonings are interesting, not super strong flavors, but you can definitely taste the presence of the lamb. I want to wash it down with a little bit of this yogurt juice. Oh yeah, yogurty. Just in case, I wanted to get the meat alone, just to really get the full essence of the meat. A combination of juicy meat plus the char, some of these little blackened bits carry so much flavor with them. So it's very satisfying, even without the bread. An interesting combination. I've never had beef and lamb put together like that. So I think if it was just lamb alone, it might feel a little bit too intense, but the beef and the lamb play off each other very well. My first kebab here in Turkey, a big win. We have come to our next meaty location. I am in the middle of a meat tornado here, and this right here is a freaking horizontal kebab. We've seen the vertical kebabs, flip it on the side, add 100% lamb, and they call it ja kebab.
Chog kebab. It's probably the earliest form of rotating kebab, going all the way back to the 18th century. The word chog means spit or skewer, hence the name of the kebab that consists of meat impaled on a huge spit.
Let me show you step by step how it works. Here we have the fire, and then here obviously we have the giant, big, beautiful meat log that gets rotated. Occasionally, the pieces here that are cooked, they're gonna shove a skewer through it and cut it off like that. That hangs out down here for a little bit until it's ready to go over here. This is a grill that's gonna really put the final char on the meat. After they hit it with the final char, boom, it moves over to here. Each of these plates is gonna get a little bit of lavash, that super thin bread. Take a look at that. This is one of man's modern marvels. Oh, he's gonna beat me. Huh? Oh my Lord, wow. It's so drippy, juicy, succulent. It's just like chipped lamb, little thin pieces. You don't need that much, and it is exploding with flavor. Incredible. We have a beautiful double course right here, actually a triple course. Usually they give you 2 skewers per plate. We got 3 per plate, 2 plates, some salads, some yogurt. There's a strawberry on the bottom. You just have to mix it up. No? Oh, no, I'm getting a head shake. No, it's a different type of yogurt then. Boom. The shape of this is brilliant because they just kind of tap it and keep it from sticking to the steel of the grill. Huh? It's so good. Super simple, straightforward seasonings. You can just feel the fat oozing out of it. I would love to see the vegan version of this. Good luck. Try it with the bread. And I'm just gonna rip off some of this. The bread's really soaking up that oil, controlling some of that richness. What is this? What? Oh, just eat it. Okay, I'll feed myself. Amazing. This man is so seductive. 10 out of 10, ladies. Yeah, could you do it more in slow motion? Don't put that music editor. No, put normal music. What are you doing? The sooner you eat it when it's come off the fire, the better. Just get the meat in your mouth immediately. It needs to be hot. He's back. This is our local tour guide. He's getting a taste too. Adam from culinarybackstreets.com. Book your food tour today. He brought me here. Adam, this was incredible. We got to keep moving. I want to see more. Right now we've just come somewhere very special. I don't know how to say any of the names of any of the restaurants, but I'll show you the name right here. Boom, that's it. It's been here since 1985, and they are cooking up chicken and lamb in a way that's very unique to Turkey. Here, come with me, let me show you. Right here, this is chicken, while inside of there is chicken. On the outside, they're using rock salt.
Chicken in salt, or tuzda tavuk. It's a traditional Turkish dish originating from the Hatay region of Turkey. Here, it takes the form of a chicken stuffed with rice, then packed with rock salt, cooked in a huge wood fire oven, and finally served with a fire show.
I don't know how that could possibly taste good. You're completely smothering the meat with salt, but somehow it works, and I've heard it's one of the most delicious foods you can have here in Turkey. We're gonna go inside and find out more. Right now I'm in the kitchen with Chef Omar. We've only got 3 elements here to work with: the chicken, some rice, and the salt, and this is gonna become an amazing dish. First, he takes the rice, he puts it in the chicken cavity. Now, it's not good to have cavities, but if you have to have a cavity, you want one like this that you could put rice inside of. So this rice is already par-cooked, it's seasoned, it's got some pine nuts and some almonds. He's doing some kind of MMA move with the legs, getting them tied together. And then now it's time for the salt. That is a lot of salt. Chicken goes on top of the salt, and then even more salt goes around the chicken. There's no more salt that could possibly physically fit on this thing. Just kidding, he found a way. He's not really like jamming it on there, but he's allowing it to loosely settle around the chicken. From here, the chef is gonna take it away. We're following him now. So he puts it back in the oven, and that is gonna roast in there for 2 to 3 hours.
While we wait for the chicken to bake, we'll check out their record-breaking kebab and learn why, at least in this kitchen, size does matter.
Here, he's about to make one of the longest kebabs I've ever seen in my life. Our ingredients right here. First, meat. Half lamb, half beef, 2.2 pounds of protein, cheese, pine nuts, and pistachios. He's mixing it, kneading the meat. The way this man moves, he's very meticulous and gentle with his meat. He just gives it a little bit of a slap and then a little bit of water on top. And then we have a piece of rebar from a train track. What is this? He puts his hand in the water just to get a little bit of lubrication, but he doesn't want it to be too slippery either. The fact that this is hanging on to this metal rod is like a miracle of physics. We're already at multiple feet at this point. Oh, no! Okay. It was gonna be 2.2 pounds, now it's just an even 2. Now he's doing his final move right here. He's kind of putting these divots. If you look closely, each divot actually kind of becomes like a bite. He's literally squeezing his meat here. Now, somehow, this is gonna go on the grill. And there it is. Take a look at that. Boom, right here, we have a measuring tape. We're gonna see the official length right now. It is 143 centimeters, 4'8". It's taller than a dwarf. This thing does not need long, just a couple more minutes, and it's gonna be ready. We're gonna transport this upstairs and try it out. I cannot wait. It is a moment of extraction. He's taken off the entire thing and he's laid it here on this platter. Whoa. This is where it gets complicated. He needs to actually remove the steel. So they're putting bread onto the meat and they're holding down on the meat while he pulls out the steel rod, and it was a big success. Rod extraction complete. Here we have pure meat, no steel to worry about. Time to eat, baby. So I know what you're thinking, that I went to this restaurant and they made this just for me and it's not actually on the menu. False. This is on the menu and it feeds 5 people. And today it's gonna feed me and 4 other people. I'm like proud of this restaurant. I'm like, guys, you did something so cool. On the side, so many different little dips. These sauces are so ornate. Look, I hate cucumber, but it's in a heart shape. I'm maybe coming around. I think I'm gonna start on this side right here. Oh my gosh, you can see the pine nuts right here coming through. Let's try this out, just straight up. Oh. Yeah. Pine nuts on their own have kind of a sharp taste, but here, the taste of the pine nut has just disappeared and you just get that awesome texture. Oh my God. I love the combination of beef and lamb. You're kind of getting the best of both worlds. It's super juicy, heavy, and then you have a little bit of lamb flavor, but it's not gamey. Here, underneath, they actually put some more bread. This is lavash, and that is brilliant because it's been soaking up all the fat from the meat. I'm gonna break off some pieces here and then pick a sauce. Let's try this. Here we have minced chili peppers that are supposedly a little bit spicy. Put some of that on there. Low sour, fresh, a little bit of heat. It's really smoky. I think they put some tomatoes in there too, so it's just really a hearty, bold flavor. I love the amount of fresh herbs that they have on here. I'm gonna put some mint in here, some onion, and then let's try this out. This is chilies with walnut. Give that a little bit of a dip. It's a very solid paste, like a thick peanut butter. The herbs take it to a whole different level, especially because food here can be really, really heavy, bold, and greasy. And you want a little bit of balance, something to go with it. Onions, herbs, this dip, when you put it all together, is so dynamic and just completely and utterly delicious. Here we have a yogurt. Don't forget to put just a ton of oil in the middle. It looks like an olive oil right there in the middle. I'm gonna get some of this, put that on here. Wow, this is like a smoky eggplant and yogurt together. I don't even like eggplant. That's awesome. I thought this might be a little bit of a gimmick. Like, okay, we have long food, right? But is it good? And look, they have the combination here. It's a double threat. It's long and delicious. If you can learn to dance, it's gonna be the next Beyonce. Triple threat. Already it sings about as well as she does, so.
Right now, our main event, the chicken and salt, is finally complete. Time to head back to the kitchen and check it out.
Does your insurance include chiropracticians? Let's take a look in here. Like so many of the ovens that I've seen in Turkey, the heat is coming from within. So there's a wood fire right there. And they've cooked many throughout the day already for the lunch service. So there's just a few in there right now. Oh, he's gonna pull out one that's already been cooked all the way through. This is not like pulling out bread. These things must weigh 10, 15, 20 pounds each. It is radiating heat right now. It's very, very hot. When you touch it, you can still see some of these grains come off. But if you just touch it like this, it's still pretty hard. Within the hours of roasting inside, it's created this salt shell that soon I'm gonna bring to my table and break myself with my own hands, or probably with a small hammer. Chef, well done. Boom. It's not because of COVID. He's wearing gloves. I don't care about COVID. I'll kiss this man right now. The dish is on the way, chicken insult. Now, I don't know what a chicken insult would sound like. Maybe it's very mean, maybe. This is only funny to me, isn't it? The roller man is over here. It comes on a trolley. Take a look. So right now, he's gonna put on a little bit of some kind of a, maybe what's that, pomegranate juice? Okay, there we go. Take a look at this. Who doesn't want to be the guy in the restaurant with a fire at his table? It's like when you get fajitas at Applebee's, but much better. Is there a song, or? The fire portion of this event is lasting much longer than I expected. So right now, they're gonna break it open. Even while it's on fire, we're gonna finally see the chicken that's inside. Got a mallet and a chisel. It's like a prison break. There are just huge, gigantic, really hard pieces of salt here. He's gonna peel them back and reveal the chicken inside. Look at that. I feel like we just resurrected a chicken from its death. It's been baking inside this now very hardened shell of salt. He's gotta extract it and get it out onto the platter. Oh. Nice and easy. He splits it open, revealing the rice inside. And this thing is so soft. You see, it took almost no effort to get this off. And that is complete. Thank you, sir. Inside, the first thing you see is this beautiful rice, which still has like kept its shape. It's not mushy. So let's grab a little bit of rice and try that out first. Oh yeah, a little bit salty. It's very light. I would say overall these are more gentle flavors, not really bold flavors, but around you can still have your sauces like this. Eggplant with red peppers. I'm just gonna put that on the rice. That's outrageous. Why is that so good? There's like chunks of eggplant in there that are so soft, almost like a baked apple, and then it's just delightfully smoky. Let's try out some of the meat. This is the chicken breast. Anybody can make a good wing or a leg, but the breast, can you make a juicy breast? Let's find out. Sticky. Not super juicy. I think the chicken breast is better mixed with some of the other ingredients, maybe a little bit of rice. That is the skin. That skin has come in direct contact with all that salt. Let's see if it's delicious or completely unbearable and salty. It's delicious. It definitely has a hit of salt, but it doesn't taste like overly salty whatsoever. An amazing texture. Let's rip this leg off. This is one of my favorite parts right here. Oh, wow, it came right off. Super delicious. If you're normal and if you're Turkish, you're gonna be eating this with bread, with the rice, with the sauces or dips around you. You're probably not gonna eat the meat just straight up like this. I'm told they have one more surprise for me. I got a peek already. This is awesome. Check it out. Best ever food review. Best ever food review written on pita bread and black sesame seeds. This is incredible. Gentlemen, testicular. I was kind of hoping they would stand in the wrong order so it could say food review, best ever, but this is good too. Overall, I gotta say, 10 out of 10. The show itself is worth the price of admission. That is the chicken and salt. Amazing. Let me know what you think. Boom, guys, that is the end of the video. I want to say a huge thank you to Culinary Backstreets at culinarybackstreets.com for making this happen. They are a food tour company. They're doing food tours here in Istanbul and around the world. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have found all these awesome, interesting, and unique places here in this city. I always recommend doing a food tour. If you're short on time, if you want to get the most out of your time while you're traveling or on vacation, do a food tour and do it here with culinarybackstreets.com. That is it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Peace.
Welcome to the Best Ever merch store, where you can check out our brand new designs. Best Ever bandanas in black, white, and red. The Please Send Nudes hoodie, pillow soft fabric with a quality custom graphic inlay. And our street food around the world graphic tee. We're now shipping everywhere around the world. Just visit shopbesteverfood.com or click the link in the description below to get your new merch today. A peace.